This is not the end, it's another beginning. Just a voice like a riot rocking every revision.
Sorry, it's a school first. 1847, it was a school. Then they opened it up for boys and girls a little later.
Oh, new world, don't you dare close your eyes. A new fantastic point of view.
Santina, come on!
Oh my gosh, it's
we're a minute out! All right.
1 minute out!
Hang on.
1 minute out!
Hang on.
Hey,
1 minute out.
when he turns, it'll be on the left-hand side.
Oh, it's another
Like,
time!
not
All right,
at
get
that
ready,
moment.
everybody! Oh, there it is!
Listen, you're gonna go past that sign. There it is.
There it is, guys.
Rolling up. The boys are back in town. Well, what are they doing?
Most haunted place ever, right?
It's supposed to be the most haunted.
Okay. Nice.
I mean,
Most haunted.
run out screaming into the night haunted.
Yeah. Oh, bet.
The part of the building that we're in now is the original structure. It's built in 1847 as a school for high school age boys. This was not like a regular high school, it was like a higher education school. So if you wanted to be doctor, lawyer, teacher, priest, things like that, you would come to a school like this. In the 1890s, the building got to be too much to run. Public schools were more readily available, and with the declining enrollment, they ended up selling the building to the Women's Relief Corps. It was called the Home for Soldiers, Sailors, Their Wives and Widows, and Army Nurses. So that was the whole name of the building, yeah. But you know, there were men here as well. It was just predominantly women. When the Women's Relief Corps ran the building, this was a great place for women to go. It was for women who were uprooted by the Civil War, because back then women couldn't just go get a job to pay their mortgage. So if their husband, father, brother, whoever died in the Civil War, they would come to a place like this to live.
Now, was there anybody of note that lived here when it comes to the Civil War?
We did, when the Women's Relief Corps ran the building, have the honor of housing a woman named Elizabeth Stiles. I highly encourage everyone to do their own research on her because she was absolutely amazing. She was only here for a few years before she passed away, but she's actually buried in our home cemetery.
That's awesome. One thing that I wanted to ask about was that this building, as we go through, we're gonna see a lot of furniture and a lot of antiques. Like, what is the reasoning behind that? Because I think it's really awesome.
So when Adam bought the building, it actually was empty. We actually had someone tell us that the day that the county took over the building in 1979, they had a huge bonfire in the backyard. So anything that could be scrapped was scrapped and everything else was burned, including the furniture, patient records, files, all kinds of stuff. So over the last few years, we've slowly started to bring in furniture. If we have, donations from people in the area, or the volunteers will find it at the thrift store or the side of the road or whatever. And eventually we'd like to get the building to look like a living museum. We wanted to look like everybody just walked out in the middle of the day and never came back.
As far as this area, I've heard it referred to as the Civil War side.
Yes.
Are there hot spots, so to speak, in this half in the Civil War building?
Basically the entire building is a hot spot,
Yeah.
But this floor for sure is very active, and sometimes if it's not, you could just walk away and come back in 10 minutes and it'll be a totally different vibe.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll walk up here and feel like you really shouldn't be up here. Mm-hmm. So you never know what's gonna happen, but this is definitely a good place to check out.
So we are in now the basement of the Civil War site.
Yes. So when this building was functioning, this area down here was used to house Marysville Honor inmates. They would bring in prisoners from the Marysville Women's Prison, and they would teach them how to cook, clean, do laundry, typing, things like that. So when these women went out to be when they were done with their sentence, they could go out and be functioning members of society. This area down here, it might not look like much, but it was a lot better than prison.
Yes.
These women were not on lockdown. We have neighbors that talk about going to the store with the Marysville women. I know there's been articles.
Yeah, one from 1953 that I found this morning that I don't know who called it in, but they requested that the police come and investigate because of the sex escapades and drinking that were happening from the Marysville women that worked here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this
Fun
was,
times.
It was definitely better than prison. It had its perks, but the superintendent, the caretaker, superintendent, same thing, was ultimately the one that decided which prisoners got to stay and which ones had to leave. So these women would have put up with a lot in order to stay.
And what was the time frame of I mean, obviously the 50s we know because of the article, but
we did find things, I think, back to the 1930s.
Okay.
As far as the Marysville women being here. It could have been sooner than that. There could have been a break, we don't know. But it for sure was in the 1930s all the way until they closed in 1974.
wow. Now, I've also heard the name of a woman of note that
Yes.
was from Marysville
Yes.
that came here. Can you tell us about her?
We did have a woman named Blanche Jacobs who stayed here. She was busted for check forgery in the 1950s. And her husband was somebody high up in the military, so she kind of got a slap on the wrist and told not to do it again, or you're gonna go to prison. Fast forward a couple years, she's living next door to her landlords, and she starts writing checks on their account. They confront her about it, they know her past, and Blanche, I'll spare you all the gory details, but she ends up brutally murdering this elderly couple that is her landlords. She thinks that she's gonna claim insanity, so she tells the police everything.
Oh.
She takes them back to the crime scene. She walks them through room by room, everything that she did, and she goes to court and they say, no, you don't get to claim insanity.
Yeah.
So she goes to Marysville and she's there not even 3 or 4 months before she ends up here.
One thing that I had heard was that there have been shadow figures seen in that room.
Yes.
With those beds in there and the one doll
Yes.
that's now on the floor.
We actually had a priest come on a flashlight tour.
Okay.
He was just doing a historical tour, and at the end of it, he stopped all of us outside and he said, I don't know what happened in there, but don't go in that room and don't talk to those spirits. We do have something down here that likes women a little bit too much too. Women will report their hair being played with, their butt being touched, like creepy breathing in their ear, things like that. People will report not just their arm being touched, like their arm being squeezed to the point where it hurts.
Really aggressive.
Yeah, I'm not about that life. I don't need to deal with that, so I
I don't come
just
down
stay out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Ever since Adam bought the building, there's always been rumors about a woman being buried in this floor. The story changes. Sometimes she was a teacher and it was the 1900s. Sometimes it was right when the building was being built. But it always ended with her being buried in this particular floor. So we had a television crew out here and they wanted to investigate it further. So they brought in 2 cadaver dogs. And the dogs at different times came into this room and about where we're standing did their tell, where they pat on the ground and they sit. And that tells their handlers that they're picking up the scent of a dead body. Next, they brought in ground penetrating radar. And they did this whole area, and right in this spot where the hole is, there was a football-sized anomaly. Okay, so we're thinking football size,
Yeah, skull.
we're gonna put this to bed. We're gonna give this woman's family some closure. And they brought in a contractor, they dug down 2.5 feet, there was nothing there. They dug down to 3.5 feet, there was nothing there. It only takes 3 days for the body to decompose enough to leave a scent. So it's very possible that the body was here for a few days and then moved. In the last 30 years, there were 2 times where this building was vacant for a period of a couple years at a time. So if you accidentally killed somebody and you live in town, you know that this building's vacant. It's a safe place to hide a body for a few days until you can figure something out.
Right.
Hopefully one day we'll figure out, the whole story behind it, but
Gotcha.
a lot of what we get down here is residual. If you investigate in the actual laundry room, you'll hear things like, where's the soap? Or get out of my way, or you know what I mean? Take these upstairs, just regular working things. This room, however, if you start asking too many questions about the girl, what happened to her and who she was and whatever, this room will get super dark to the point where you can't see your hand in front of your face anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful, architecturally, but yeah, that's about where the beauty ends.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty negative about this room, but. When people come to visit and investigate, a lot of times they will leave offerings for the spirits to get them to communicate with them. It's just a way of saying, here, this is something for you, now can you do something for me?
Right.
There is money all over. I definitely wouldn't take it home if I were you.
Right, yeah.
That's how you get things to follow you home. But there is money in a bunch of different places in the building.
This is the room that whenever you say Madison Seminary, I feel like everybody's first thought is Sarah's room.
Yeah, this is a very iconic room. This is one that you can,
Oh God!
Does it look like Donald Trump?
That's a little man. That's a grown man.
Okay.
This is what you guys are going to pull from Sarah's room, is that
Right.
That's the first thing I'll think of when I think of Madison Seminary is this room.
Little more Okay, sorry.
Yeah. All right. We're in Sarah's room.
Okay. Yes, this is one of our popular spots in the building for sure.
What is couple questions? Yes. One, we say Sarah's room, and so people think of children.
Yes.
But I know that, or I have heard that there's another theory that it's not a little girl.
Yes.
What is that theory?
There's so many theories about this room. We don't have a lot of records of the building, but we especially don't have records of children being here and not any records of a girl named Sarah being here.
Right.
Before Adam bought the building, he came just to investigate, and there was a Post-it note on the door that said Sarah's room.
Okay.
And he walks in, and there's a little bassinet, and there's a couple baby toys on the floor, so he, just like everybody before him and everybody after him, investigated as if there was a little girl here.
Right.
We don't know, maybe there was a team spending the night in the building, and the team lead just put a Post-it note to let the girl on their team named Sarah know that this was the room she was sleeping in that night.
That's true.
We have no idea how all of it started, but it's just, it has a life of its own now.
Yeah.
People will literally come on tours or drop off gifts for Sarah. People find dolls all the time and just bring them for Sarah.
Yeah, I've heard that there is another spirit that gets irritated that all the attention is focused in this room.
Right. And a lot of times when you're investigating, you will hear noises in the hallway as if something's trying to get us out of here.
Have people, aside from getting activity with EVPs or motion lights or anything, have they seen anything here that you've heard of?
People do a lot. Actually, we used to do live streams of the building, and we had the camera rolling in here, and just people watch it, It's on 24/7. And someone actually caught an apparition that was about this high that seemed to run right through the bed and over to that door.
So as far as any reports of paranormal things in this room, in this section?
In this part?
Yeah, in this part?
We have seen, people have reported light anomalies.
Okay.
They report it kind of like a lightning bug, or it's something trying to manifest. People have seen all different colors even. People have seen shadow figures up here. A lot of times when you see them, you will see them run into the little alcoves of the windows, almost to try to hide from us.
Right.
Which would make sense for the types of patients that would have been up here. This area of the building, especially once we get into the patient rooms, is an area that you don't really have to have a lot of equipment to investigate.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the less that you have, the better. This is an area where sometimes it's better to just sit and listen.
Right. I was wondering, as we were talking about the former uses of this building, if since Adam acquired it and you guys start uncovering this stuff, if there's been any backlash at times from anybody about like, why are you bringing this up, or let's not talk about it?
It definitely is a let's not talk about it kind of topic. You know, there's been times where the Historical Society has been interviewed and they just deny it. This is a small town. You don't want your town to be known for something like that. And just because we're acknowledging the way that these people were treated doesn't mean that we're supporting it. Right. We're not saying we should start doing it again, but that's not something that seems to resonate with, you know, the town and the Historical Society and whatever. So there are people that are still trying to cover up the history. Yeah. But to me, I do this because these were human beings. And they have stories, and their stories are worth being told, not swept underneath a rug. Yeah. So as we continue to uncover their stories, I'm going to continue to say them because they deserve it. Yeah. Because if it was me, I would want my story to be told.
Sure.
So that's what I'm doing for them.
Yeah.
We're in the basement area. So I'm standing here. The first thing I thought I heard was like footsteps or like someone standing in there, in that room right there. And so it kind of like had me on alert. And then I just heard like a little giggle, like, eh. I just want to know if I can hear it again, because I feel like it was something naturally occurring, not necessarily a voice.
I don't know, because we were like walking back towards that first room when we heard it, right?
That were like right here. It sounded like somebody was like right here.
Yeah. So Nicole and I heard something in the basement. We're trying to figure out if it was possible that somebody was up here and we heard the sound being carried. So I'm gonna hum and see if she can hear me from where she is downstairs. Anything?
I can hear it, but it sounds muffled. Like it's
not like it was right there.
No, didn't it sound like they were standing right there? Mm-hmm. Like I can.
It sounded like somebody was about to
walk down the stairs.
Be in the basement.
Okay. So when they were interviewing in the little,
That's almost exactly what I heard.
are you serious? The little
I bet
giggle?
that's in it.
You think that's the little giggle? This is the dumb waiter.
Put that down.
So
Where do you
look,
think that goes?
dude, look, it goes all the way to the basement. Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, I bet that's that room. That's that room. That looks like it. I bet that's it.
Because I remember Courtney opened it and I was like, what the heck was that? And I came out in the hall and she's looking down.
Dude, I bet that's why I heard it and it sounded like it was right on top of me.
Oh, dude.
I told you, I thought it sounded like something.
Oh, look, Andy's back with the fries. Drop one fry off right here.
Oh.
Thanks, dude.
You got you.
All right.
And they're not getting the rest of them.
Suckers.
So you ready to get groped, Mark?
Take a math quiz.
There you go.
I can't say I'm ready,
No one's ever ready.
but right. If that's what's required, then
Okay.
I'll take one for the team.
Sweet.
Are you ready?
All right, we're ready to go. Okay, you guys are going to the new side. We're going to the old side.
You know what it means. Are we down in Canton?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's 9:08.
Here we go.
Here it goes.
It just cuts to
Going
6
in the
hours later. It's
basement.
all screaming.
Yeah. Oh, this basement. I hate this basement so much.
So did I, because me and Adrian had an unsavory event
Down here?
when we were by ourselves earlier.
What do you mean?
We were standing right here in this general vicinity, looking at that really creepy bathroom. We were like right here, right?
Yeah.
And we heard,
Because we were coming back.
yeah, And you guys were still doing the interviews. We heard like, and it sounded like somebody was coming down these steps right here. So we were like, oh, maybe Courtney's coming down. And so we walked, 3 feet that way, and there was literally nobody. And we were like, okay.
And we walked around, like all around, to see if there was somebody down here, and there was nobody here. But then we came back down. So I start walking this direction. Nicole's walking down that direction. And as I'm walking, I feel like air moving behind me, like somebody's running up behind me. And then I hear breathing, like right behind my head. And I turn around, thinking like Nicole ran up behind me, like got scared and ran up behind me or something. And she's still all the way at the other end of the hallway. So that was weird. And I was recording, so maybe there's something, I don't know.
So we were trying to like figure out if there's like a breeze coming through here. Maybe that she felt.
But we hung out down here for a while afterwards, and nothing else
really
happened. But.
So it was weird though. We were like literally right here when both of those things happened.
Also, this room over here is the grope room. This is where the priest was.
The priest?
Yeah, that he on a tour, and he said, nobody go in there. This is horrible. Nobody should go in there. So, Mark.
Did someone put the doll back, or the doll put herself
Hey,
No, that was Heather put it back.
Hey, Dad.
That's nice.
You feeling anything yet?
Oh.
Are you a nun?
You ever had feelings for a nun?
Oh, no.
All right, so Mark has kindly volunteered to go wherever we tell him to go, so I've taken horrible advantage of that. I'm gonna let him just hang out here.
In this
leaving this
room
with them?
that
This
that
room.
priest said absolutely not go into.
That's right.
You want a light or?
He can hold it, just do whatever he wants as long as.
The night vision button is right there.
So, you ready to go?
So
Mark?
absolutely no one should be in here. Goodbye.
So we're
Thank you
gonna-
for raising me.
Yeah,
Give him a hug.
Good.
All right.
Thanks, bud. So you have
There you
one.
go. So we're gonna set a timer here. Okay, how's 15 sound?
Sounds perfect.
Okay, well we'll be back in 15.
Okay.
And if anything goes wrong, the panic word is banana.
Banana.
But there's really no way to contact us.
Sounds eerie, though.
Just start screaming.
Just scream into the vents. I'm sure we'll hear
Yeah.
you.
So we'll be back.
The ghosts are hungry.
Okay. Starting at 15 minutes.
All right, what do you want? How do I get in here?
Get your little butt.
I can go in there?
Yeah, they
I
said.
could
Just
get
don't
in.
step on this
Just
tile.
you see that tile
What
with
tile?
no dirt under it? Just don't step on it.
All right.
Not that one exactly that
You're standing on
That's
the
the
wood.
one you're not supposed to step on.
Oh, Zach.
I stepped on the.
You stepped on the wrong one.
All right.
All right, get in
Get
there.
down.
Get
In the
down?
hole. Get in
You
the
need
hole.
my hand? You need
Get low.
my hand?
He's
good.
tall
Get
enough.
low, get low.
All right.
All right. Well, so we'll come check on you in a little bit.
All right. This is not
Comfortable place to
comfortable.
leave. I'm sorry.
This is so far away from the couch you wanted.
Oh,
He's still
Zach.
gonna get the couch later.
How are you gonna do this? You're gonna sit in there like that?
I don't care.
All right.
I'll sit in a friggin'
5
hole.
minutes.
Hey,
Come find us.
I'll sit in a.
How long? How long you wanna do it?
I don't know.
Let me set a timer. How long you wanna
Yeah,
go?
whatever. 15, 20 minutes? Was
15, 20.
I'm fine. Just put me in the damn
15,
dark.
all right, do it.
15. All right. We'll see you later, Zach. Have fun.
Shut the door.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do a little dirty dog.
Shut the door.
Little dirty dog.
Bye,
We
guys.
love you.
Yeah.
See you later.
Well.
He's fine.
Did you just flip?
It's too warm.
If anybody is here, any spirits, I'm chilling in this hole.
I don't know where we are right now. Have we even been here before?
We
Well,
have.
Nicole and I didn't stick around from before, so we have no knowledge.
Of anything.
Well, I remember basically what she was talking about, and I don't think there's a whole lot going on in this wing. Because all the major stuff, and the suicide or the murder or any of that other crap, that was all
There was murder?
There was
Yeah.
suicide.
We missed a lot.
a murder-suicide. I'm pretty sure it was a murder that
She
was
had
made
her
to
own
look
theory,
like a
but it
suicide.
sounded like suicide.
There's been
Yeah.
a murder in Subway.
The band. Is there another floor on this side?
You know, I don't know. I don't think so.
I kind of want to just sit in a room for a little bit.
That looks like a really comfortable chair.
Oh yeah.
Go back. Not sitting on a bed.
Wow, that's a tiny little chair.
Fit in it, Santino.
I'm gonna try. I'm afraid I'll break it. It does not feel stable at all.
Well, did you hear about all the original furniture?
Mm-mm.
They burned it.
Why?
Along with all the
it was
records.
Along with all the records. Who knows?
I'm telling you, there's like some Stalin crap happening here. It's like
There
the
is
Nazis.
something not like.
Like they erased the actual history of the place.
Oh yeah,
much,
because there's no history of it around here. There's nothing about it. The library has a file folder this big on the stuff, and this has been here since mid 1800s.
Yeah, and the only thing that they've got is in Columbus is the majority
Yeah,
of
the majority of their records they have is from Columbus, and if it's patient records, it's other places sending patients here. All the records from here were destroyed.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
So there's
Almost all,
obviously
like,
an
almost all.
unsavory kind of, you know.
But like, there's something that happened
It's a recurring
here
joke.
that like was bad enough that they had to cover it up.
Like human experimentation.
But like, why would that necessitate burning the furniture?
It's that kind of fascist overreaction. That
I
is
don't.
like,
Well, the thing is, like, burning the furniture, I don't think really is a connection. It's burning the records that I think, if there's anything you're going to note from that.
Yeah.
It's burning the patient
Maybe they tried to
records.
cover it up.
What
Say, oh,
if
there was a fire.
The
Let's burn the
patients
furniture.
traded places with the faculty,
oh, the
and then
inmates
they
ran the
burned all
asylum.
the records so they could go free.
That would explain
I
a
like that
lot
story.
of things about. Yeah, I like it.
So I am down here in the basement. A few spiders down here with me, for sure. There were some sounds in the pipes that I think were triggered by people walking on the floor above. That's been about it so far.
What's that?
In the room where people have Scrabble tiles on the floor. Put out messages.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like we were down here.
Did we come down this way?
Yeah, that is. We did during filming. Oh, we were so close to that. It freaked me out. Oh, here we go.
Alright, so is there any weird way to like grab a handful of stuff and throw them down or something?
That would be cool. Throw it on the floor and throw it on the floor so it's not so loud. Alright, here we go.
And then here,
Evening time.
and then what do we do? Flip
If
them?
there's a message, you try and find words.
Do you have blank ones and flip them over? Oh, that O fell off. Doesn't count,
Okay, so
does
this
it?
one's out. So A-A-I-D-T. These ones are flipped. Oh, almost Courtney, but not quite. No. Court. Missing 2 for Courtney.
Actually, that kind of spells Courtney in a sense.
It's true.
Yeah,
Phonetically, that is true.
that's pretty cool.
All right, let's try that again. Let's see if we get Heather or H. I don't even know if there's an H here, but.
Whoa, that's weird. Why it's standing up like that? What are those double stacked ones?
An E and a G, a P and an H. It's blank. Y. All right, so H, E, there's no T, right? Oh yeah, there is. Heather.
Oh, yeah. That's a Heather to me.
That's cool.
All right, let's go for Aaron. Come on, guys. I'm here too.
That's true. Oh, I see an A already. Yeah, there's an N. There's an R. Another A. This is the blank. I mean,
Aaron. Aaron.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, what do you want us to do now, Scrabble board?
Yeah. Ask where we should go next. Where do we go next? Maybe just simply should we go up or down? You can't ask for a specific room. That's like a lot.
Wouldn't up be easy to get? It's just 2 letters though. Oh, I wonder how weird. Alright. Up or down? C-O-N-R-E. I see a U. Good. Down. O-N-U. I don't see a D though. Let's see.
Wants us to exit.
Hello. How'd it go?
It was fine.
Fine. Did something happen?
No,
Oh.
not really.
We talked about social issues.
Yeah.
Once in a while, these pipes expands and contracts, and it makes little sounds. And that's really all that happened.
So you didn't see
Stuff?
shadow figures or?
No shadow figures. Some headlights going by on the road outside. That's
That
it.
probably explains most of the shadow figure sightings.
Yeah, headlights.
Hey, little wieners. What'd you guys see? Anything spooky?
Nothing's happening. Mark was in the groping room for 15 minutes, nothing happened. Zach was in a hole for 15 minutes, nothing happened. I was in a child's room for 3 minutes, and I got bored and moved to the one with the desk.
That's weird.
That's why you let me scared.
Where are we going now?
We're gonna have to have a 5K run for the clear.
Oh yeah. Look, whoa. What the heck was that?
bat.
Oh, good.
You saw?
Yeah. That was a bat just went swooping through
There
there.
are bats in here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get rabies.
Probably not gonna. I was like, oh, it's fine, and it was right there.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm embarrassed. I screamed.
That's the most action we had all night.
No.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That thing is swooping.
that thing was right near me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in here now.
Yeah, but that's the isn't that the piano that they get mad at?
Yeah.
Oh crap! It's right over there.
Where?
It's right there. Shoot! Oh no!
Oh, there it is. It's over there. Don't push me. I wasn't.
Man, I do not want to get rabies tonight. I'll tell you that. There it is. And somebody goes over there and slap it. Dude, there's a bat in here.
Yeah, there's a bat like right over
It's
there.
right over there.
Yeah, that's why they have those things, those bat deterrents everywhere.
If we had a net, we could just catch it. Oh shoot!
Oh crap!
He's like swooping down.
That's a pretty good sized bat.
Yeah, it is.
I'm using you as a human
Oh no, because I'm crap.
This is the most action an episode of Hauntings has ever had.
Why are you standing in the room? He's so malicious.
Because we're trying to go into the other room, and every time we do, he comes around the corner.
Go.
See? All right, go. Get him.
Swooped right after me.
No, not in there. Is it following you? We gotta go up.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like they're all being murdered. Wait, what the heck is that? Is that them screaming?
Lots of screaming downstairs.
Was that them screaming?
Legitimately being murdered and what next? Or they're just really f***ing around. Yeah, that's all those screaming. I don't know why they're continuing so much though.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It went from, oh, that was a bat, to us being like,
I've never been so afraid of something small in my entire life.
I've never been so scared in a house. It was so funny, like the first time I heard you guys screaming, I was like, oh, it's fine. And then it was like right there. I was like, ah.
And then you guys all got past, and I'm like, okay, can I leave? You're like, shows out, and I'm like,
It's like it was following us.
it was.
I got scooped out of there.
Bye. Bye. You're riding with us.
Hey, Santino, bye.
Yeah, bye. See you later. Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah, we all screamed like
See ya.
The doll says pee-pee. Emily pee-pee.